Man, I'm a human being just like everybody else. What's going on, everybody? We're back here at the Nico headquarters. How you doing, Rico, today?
I'm doing all right.
He doesn't look like it, but he's had a good day today. I've had a great day today as well. Oh shit, the camera was moving too much.
Because you slapping the table like you done lost your mind.
No, I have no room over here. You got all that damn space.
Bruh, because you decided to sit over there.
Yeah, I know.
Goodness, I don't put that on me. Slapping the table like it's a motion right here or something, right?
I sense a lot of spite in you. Now, actually, now that we're on the subject, what do we think about spite? What's it like? What's it feel like? What's it when somebody's spiteful towards you? What that's like?
All right, I'm gonna say this.
Oh my God.
Right here. Look, if you live your life in pettiness and you've spitefully denied people, you treated people poorly, being spiteful, don't be mad when that person gets in a position to where they can exercise the same behavior against you. And what they do is, instead of holding spite and being petty against you, they hold and establish a boundary. Now, for spiteful people, because they operate in spite, when people hold boundaries against them and hold them accountable, they think people do that in spite. No, they do that in health. They do it in health. So petty. Go ahead, man. I'm gonna throw it back.
I think you pretty much covered it.
Yeah, man. When it comes to spite, it's a human emotion. It's like you said, resentment. It's a human emotion, but it takes a level of maturity and actual acknowledgement of saying where you are with something. Because pettiness, a lot of people do act in pettiness and actually, but it doesn't really do a good get back. You don't get really any retribution by being spiteful. It's a very immature and minuscule way to get back at someone. Now, if someone wrongs you, then you definitely want to protect yourself, put up the proper boundaries, take the proper precautions, not to be hurt or wronged or taken advantage of by this person again. But if you're the person who's spiteful against someone, especially interpersonal relationships, if things don't go well between you and someone else, and you intentionally deny them, derail them, impede them, you take effort into making that person's life difficult. Don't become spiteful against that person when they isolate themselves from you, when they act around you or over your head or go under or really run through you. Don't be mad at them becoming independent of you. Spitefulness is a really narcissistic trait, because spitefulness basically says that person should not enjoy anything without my say so. And if they've done something to me or I've done something to them, they need my clearance before they can lead a normal life. And if they find a way to get around me, I'm going to be angry and I'm going to do things to them out of spite. That shows a lack of growth.
Out of spite in return?
If you do something spiteful, if you're spiteful, what you need as a mature adult, you need to look at why you are where you are feeling that way, and you need to take a healthy approach to it. Instead of acting in spite and being petty, be like, okay, well, how can I be better? How can I be better than that person? How can I be better in this situation? How can I be better just for myself, so that I don't have any reason why I would ever feel this way again? Okay, you got over on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? If I be like, okay, you ain't gonna get me like that again. You know what? Good. That speaks a lot to your character. It should speak better to my character that I do something better. But if I do something petty back to you, and there's a petty carousel that goes around, we're really just immature. I need to live beyond that. And the biggest thing I like about it, especially when you deal with petty
people, a lot of people, they just go off their emotions.
Right, and the best thing about being a human being is really acting in rationale and logic. That's what makes us better. We're emotional creatures, but we also need to be able to act beyond our emotions. We can let our emotions guide us, but we also need to use rationale. Rationale should say, even though you might have wronged me, you might not have wronged me intentionally. But if I don't act in my feelings and I do something out of spite to hurt you, and then I find out later on that, oh, you didn't even mean it. Oh, do I feel bad? Or I'm like, well, this was just the impression. I don't take accountability. got so many people operating in that, but they want to call themselves enterprising and stand up adult men and women. Now, come on, man. That's why when anything used to anger me, I used to think, okay, this thing that angers me, I can't allow it to control me. How can I be better than it? Oh, you're petty. Well, I'm not. You're immature. I'm not. I have the ability and the propensity to be, but I'm not gonna be that, not for you, least of all. Not against me, not against my growth, and not against my gains. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Somebody pisses me off and we go to the same gym, think it's gonna stop me from going to the gym? Nah. It's gonna stop me from showing up for work? No. I'm gonna show up twice as hard, more dedicated than forever before, because I'm gonna be greater than that person and greater than that situation. And even though I might not prove it to them, I'll prove it to myself, I'll prove it to others, and I'll prove it to the dynamic, and that's all it be. But toxic and being petty, it's trendy these days, y'all kids, but
what do you mean by child kids? What do we mean by that?
You want to go back here?
Like I'm being included in that circle?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little toxic, but I'm not petty.
Okay. No, you're not.
I mean, I'm petty about silly things and jokes, but I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not neither one of
you're
these.
like sarcastically jovial when it comes to that.
Yeah, but it's just jokes. I'm not actually like that.
Yeah, all right, so spiteful. Do you see yourself spitefully going after someone who's wronged you?
No, I'm too lazy for that. Straight up. I think it's a waste of time. Like that's energy. Because when you feel a lot of something, it takes gas. Like whether you drive 5 miles north or south, you're still driving 5 miles. So you're taking the time and the gas to get to that destination. So if I'm
somebody really screwed you over, like really did you dirty, like really caused you a setback.
I don't think it's happened yet. Sooner or later, it's gonna happen. That's how life is.
But you wouldn't go out of your way to get back at them. But what if the opportunity presents itself? What if things just the plans were in alignment and it was like, look, hey, you do this, you're gonna burn them just like they burnt you, or you'll burn them even worse as a lesson. You think you would take the opportunity? And it would be justified.
It depends. I think so.
Depending on what it is.
Like if you mess with mama, if you mess with if I ever have kids. Shit like that, yeah. But I think myself personally, I doubt it. But maybe my environment, yeah, my grandma, my brother, things like that. But myself, if I'm in that much of a messed up situation, I need every ounce of energy to improve and get better. By the time I'm at the other side and I'm better in life, I don't think I'm even gonna be thinking about that.
Man, you know what? Everything you said, I agree with, because going through this for my child,
it's a sensitive thing.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was on you personally, you wouldn't. I mean, it would bother you, but it wouldn't piss you off as much.
Yeah, it'd be insulting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it would go after my ego. But the bigger thing is like when it involves my child, it's something that is personally coming out. That's why I find it strange. Someone who acts petty and they're spiteful against me based on something they feel like I did to them. Well, an adult could have a conversation and be like, you did this, that, and the third, right? And then you put the pieces together and be like, well, after you analyze it logically and use rationale and look at it, though I can't deny your feelings are not validated by what actually happened. You feel the way you feel because you want to feel the way you feel. That's fine. Feel that way, but do not spitefully come against me and try to hurt what I'm trying to do. Leave me be. Let me do what I'm doing, because I have a purpose.
And don't forget, there's a special evil that goes into not going for you, but your most vulnerable thing.
Yeah.
That's what the actual evil people do.
Yeah, when you go after someone's Achilles heel, especially when their Achilles heel is their child. That's why I can't respect.
Like imagine like all these mafias and stuff. Like if we're beefing, I just go after your mom, after your wife, your kids. Yeah. Like, hey, we're doing it or we're not.
It's gotta be certain.
There's certain evil to it.
Yeah. Or when you're that broken and that immature, you'll do that because you'll justify it. You'll justify, I don't care, I'm in my feelings. People who are in their feelings like that can't be expected or allowed to have certain accesses, authorities, and responsibilities on certain things. And that's how I feel about my situation when it comes to spitefulness. You can feel the way you want to feel about me, but you cannot stop my purpose, and especially with the things that I love.
Exactly.
And the way I come back at you, I don't come back at you spitefully. I come back, or not even like with vindictive. I come back at you with a hard level of confirmation that this boundary will be created. I'm not creating this boundary in spite. I'm creating this boundary in protection. I'm creating this barrier in regards of its need. So the spiteful person sees every action against them as spiteful, because that's how they play the game.
And it bothers them to that point.
Yeah,
They develop some sort of ego.
Yeah, and the ego, and that's for those individuals. Like when I got to this place where I am now, a lot of it I ignore. I don't have to give it energy, and it's a level of freedom to where I don't have to be petty. I don't have to be spiteful. I don't even have to respond. Actually, I can smile, and that's one thing I do well. I love to smile at the individuals that denied me or hated on me or try to make me out to be the bad guy or I'm their enemy. I love smiling at them when I move past them, when I'm able to move around them. I'm able to dap them up and hug them up. Man, how you doing today? Da, da, da. You're looking angry. Man, that's some joy in your heart. That's a spirit. You're no longer a barrier to me. You're no longer a stumbling block to me. You like, man, they said you are flies to the air to me. You have no consequence. And I think what happens, a lot of people get spiteful when they're no longer relevant in the lives of those that cause problems. That's a bar. That's a bar. But yeah.
And also to close out, unfortunately, how the world works is if you don't do something that not necessarily that's spiteful, but that's perceived as spiteful by the actual spiteful person, it will be seen as, unfortunately, it shouldn't be, but they will keep like trying to walk all over you. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, their language is that when they get done wrong in return, that's how
it justifies their behavior.
That's how they respect you more, just because you got back at them, because that's their language. That's why they understand. So, so he did something spiteful back. Oh, I gotta.
Well, it's gotta be worse than you. You gotta do something worse to them, because either they'll escalate it or they'll back down.
Right, exactly. Unfortunately, that's how these people think. If you go hard, like in return, that's the only way
that's how you get with crazy people, because that's when people are trying to prove who's most crazy and who has nothing to lose. But there's people who do that behind their children, their careers. The little thing sets them off, and they go completely full tilt.
And to be honest, I know we've had this topic before, but I just thought of this a couple of weeks ago. Whenever I think, and it's not enough to make it a full topic. Whenever I think, it crosses my mind to bring a human being into this world, baby. I know it's difficult. I know it's a lot. I don't want to
downplay it, but
the first thing I think about is the mom. Like I'm telling you, like that's the one thing I'm the most scared about. The actual mom, not the kid. Kids are difficult. They're a pain in the ass. But hey, a lot of people manage it. They don't even know how. Sometimes they don't even do a good job. Hey, but the kids don't die by the age of 2 for not eating.
Yeah.
So I mean, it works out. They find a way.
Yeah.
And all parents say, hey, there's no rule book. You just learn along the way. That's how things.
A lot of books now, but yeah.
But what I think about the most is, like, a lot of people are like, oh, babies are a huge responsibility. Like, your life changes. You don't do things. Your life is not about you anymore. Like, the son is your child. Blah blah blah. I understand that, but to me, it's more of a challenge. Who the mom's gonna be? Because now you're pretty much married to this very, very important thing for a whole bunch of years.
Yeah.
So to me, that's scary.
It's interesting. We got on spike from there, but look, if we're talking about
people, a spiteful person,
people being spiteful, I would say.
And you're not arguing about your phone; you're arguing about your kid.
Yeah.
So no matter what she does or doesn't do, you gotta be there.
People get spiteful about money. So that's another things people get spiteful about the things they value, and it's crazy. They value it equal to you, but they also value it as a weapon sometimes more than they value it as actually something as a treasure. And when you value something as a weapon more than you value it as a treasure, that means it's strange that you've itemized the thing that you love if it's a living thing. But ultimately, when you go to weaponize something that someone else loves,
Mm.
like you say you love, and you weaponize that thing against them, you truly do hate that person.
Yeah.
You hate
Just
that
hate.
person because if you lose something that you love and they love against them as a weapon, you really have to look at yourself and say, I must hate this person enough to take something that they love, that I love, and weaponize against them. And that's a conversation that a person should really have internally to say, why do you feel that way? Has that person done you so wrong that you feel that level of spite? And as an adult, back to the camera, as an adult, you should be able to have that conversation, traumatic as it might be for what might have happened.
Make
Because the
it
other
the
person might
closing,
not
make
know.
the closing statement really hit. And I'm not even gonna make my really excellent, amazing joke. I'll pass this one off to you.
Look, if there's someone you feel spite against, and it's maybe not clear about why you feel the way, have a real discussion with that person. Face the insecurities, face the inconsistencies, face the unknown, and have a real serious conversation with that person. And come into that conversation to have the conversation, not to shoot darts and whatever, but come to that conversation wanting to walk away with maybe not a friend, but walk away with basically a better understanding and maybe something neutral. That's it. That's it. We good?
Yeah.
Don't be out here spiting anybody, man. Y'all better than that. Y'all be good. Say the whole like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Man, they're not gonna do it anyways.
Got no faith in the.
Well, we need the views first.
That's true. Watch this. Y'all enjoy.